FPL family, welcome back to another video. Game Week 36 Plus is officially over, and hopefully someone out there was able to achieve our weekly quest for 100 points. If you did, let me know. Now, today's video is going to be something I've never done before. Today's going to be a captaincy pick video, and to be honest, I'm only doing this because I feel this week more than ever is very difficult to try to find that captain. There are a lot of good choices out there, and a lot of people are looking for that differential to help climb that rankings. Now, I put together about 5 or 6 names that I think could be great captains or other people are looking at, just to add some extra information and depth to your choices. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and jump into these 5. So right off the bat, I'm going to go with the most obvious choice. He's going to be very highly captained this week. It's going to be Martial. Now, you could have picked any one of the United trio in Bruno, Rashford, and Martial, but I feel like Martial is the best bet. Rashford will be the best differential if that's what you're looking for. Now, I picked Martial because since the restart, he's been in fuego. He has 4 assists and 6 goals since the restart. That's 10 goals he's been involved in. Crazy numbers. And if you look at his home versus away, at home since the restart, he's averaging something like 15 points per game. But I thought that was a smaller sample size, so I tried to go even farther back and get it to when Bruno joined the squad. So since Bruno joined the squad, it's about 7 games, I believe. He's averaging 11 points per game at home. Those are wild numbers. Martial seems very hungry. He's always getting involved in every goal they score. In fact, he scored in 5 straight home matches. And if you look at all those numbers, that's fantastic. But who do they play? They play West Ham. Now, West Ham have looked good, I'm not going to lie. But West Ham seem to have already secured relegation at this moment, if I'm not mistaken. And United are still hungry for Champions League. So I'm putting my money on United to go out and deliver this week. And I think Martial, if you're looking for a great captain, I think he is the first one you need to look at. So in this video, I was looking for the best differential picks I could find. And I think Jimenez from Wolverhampton could be that guy. Now, I know it might not sound like a differential pick because a lot of people have owned him all year. But I don't know how many people are willing to captain him, let alone keep him in their squad at this moment. But he's going against a Crystal Palace squad who have been struggling defensively since play resumed. In fact, since play resumed, they're averaging like 2.5 goals against them per game. And they just lost their best defender in Patrick Van Aanholt, which, side note, get better. Always tragic to see that happen to a player. So they're struggling. They have nothing to play for, Crystal Palace, that is. And Wolverhampton is the exact opposite. They're trying to get into Europe. They still have an outside chance, I believe, at Champions League. If not, Europa is their place. I think they're going to go out swinging, and Jimenez is their talisman. They're going to go for it. Now, even Jimenez, you look at his past 2 games, he's still averaging 3 shots per game over the last 2 and 8.5 FPL points over the last 2 games. I think he could be a solid option. He's still going to be their main guy scoring. And if you're trying to go for even more differential, Doherty could be a great pick. He's coming off being rested. He's still playing that right wing-back role. So Doherty could be a guy who can get a clean sheet and maybe an attacking return if you want to be very daring. Third up on my list is going to be Aubameyang. Now, I don't know how much he's going to be captain, considering they're going to go all out for the FA Cup semifinal. And will he be rested next week? We don't know. But if he does start, he's going to be a solid option to captain. He's playing Aston Villa, and I know Aston Villa are fighting for their Premier League spot, but it's still Aston Villa, and Arsenal are still Arsenal. Aubameyang has a chance at the Golden Boot right now. He has 20 goals this season. I think he's only 2 back of Vardy. In my mind, he's going to be hungry for that Golden Boot, and he's going to go all out. But again, the question is he going to start? And in fact, if we look at how he's played since the restart, he's only had 3 goals. 2 of those goals came against Norwich, where my buddy triple captained him against me in my mini league. Still upset about that. So really, he's not really scoring so much since play resumed. So he's a very risky pick, but he's still Aubameyang, and he can go off at any time. If he scores 2 goals this week, I don't think anyone would be surprised. So he could be a sneaky pick if you're willing to take the chance of if he starts. Because you might be thinking, oh, well, then it goes to my vice captain, but he might still get 10 minutes and come away with 1 point. But again, a sneaky play if you're willing to take a risk at this point in the season. Fourth up on the list is going to be the man who saved my FPL career, Danny Ings. Thank you, by the way, Danny. I owe you. Now, a lot of people own him, so it's again like Jimenez, but I don't know how many people are going to be captaining him this week. If you look at Ings, he actually has the most bonus points in FPL this season. And again, he's chasing after that Golden Boot. Last game, he had 5 shots. One that hit the post that was just a beautiful curler. He's had 6.5 points per game since restart. He is hungry. He wants this Golden Boot. He's only 2 behind Vardy, if I'm not mistaken. and he's playing against Bournemouth next. I know Bournemouth have quietly looked pretty decent since these last few weeks, but they're still Bournemouth, and if I had to put my money on somebody, it's going to be Ings coming away with a goal. If you're willing to take a chance and roll the dice on Ings, he could come off favorable for you this week. Fifth up on my list, I couldn't choose anyone from City, so I picked the whole City squad. I think if you were to captain anyone from this squad, you have a fair share at them doing well. If you pick Mars, great option. Gabriel Jesus, great option. City looks so dynamic going forward, and they're playing a Watford team who are struggling. They are playing Foster, who I think Foster's a better keeper than what he's showing, but he's not showing much right now. They gave up 3 goals to West Ham. They can give up a lot more to City. The question is who's starting? So I picked up Sterling, Silva, and De Bruyne. I think those are going to be probably my favorite options going into this week. Now, if you look at Sterling, and if you've watched my other videos, you know how much I love this guy. He's averaging 10 points a game when he's starting since the restart. And in fact, he's blanked twice, and one of them didn't have De Bruyne in it. And so I kind of washed that one to the side. I kept it in that calculation there. But since the restart, 6 goals, 3 assists. He's so dynamic. He's being the player we thought he was going to be. In fact, a lot of people are saying that he's been a disappointment this year in the Prem, but he's still 5th in goals scored at like 17 this season. I think he's been fantastic. If he plays, he just got rested last weekend. He could be a fantastic option. Probably going to double-digit haul if I had to guess. Next up is going to be David Silva. David Silva, he might have only 2 games remaining in his City career, so he has a better chance at starting this week. And I went back and looked at the whole season because the concern with him is he going to play? So when he plays more than 50 minutes this season, he's averaging 6.5 points per game. That's a crazy amount for someone that none of us really thought of. Well, maybe not none of us, but a lot of us didn't think about bringing in for the most part of this year. David Silva could be a great pick, especially if you go into Game Week 38. It's going to be his last game. He's most likely starting. But this week, I still think he is a great choice. Now, De Bruyne, I think he's the best midfielder in the world. I don't have to say too much about how great he is. He's the 1 point behind Salah for most FPL points this season. He's our facilitator. He's on penalties now that Aguero's out. I think if you pick anyone from City, as long as they start, they can haul. But the question again, are they going to start? If you're willing to roll the dice with 2 weeks left, go for it. Speaking of rolling the dice, if you're willing to roll the dice and take a huge differential, Chris Wood, the New Zealander, could be a good payout. Now, it was hard for me to put him on this list considering how many great players are playing struggling teams. But he's only at 1.3 live percent ownership. So he is a huge differential to have on your squad first off. And if you're willing to captain him, that could be even a bigger haul. Now, again, I don't condone captaining him. But if we look at his stats and how he's played recently, his last 5 games he's played 60-plus minutes, excluding Liverpool, because Liverpool. He's averaging 7 points per game, 3+ shots per game, and 1.4 attempted assists per game. Those numbers right there look phenomenal. If you were to hide Wood's face, I would say that sounds like Mo Salah or Kevin De Bruyne. But it's Chris Wood, the New Zealander. And not to mention all that, he's on penalties. He's playing against Norwich, who've already packed their bags. They're out of the league. This could be a great player to have on your squad, especially considering he's playing Norwich. If you're willing to take a punt and a huge differential of a captain, Chris Wood could be the guy to take you there. So that wraps up my first ever captaincy pick video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like and subscribe button. If you like Muhammad Ali, my new poster, hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know who you guys are captaining this week. And always, I appreciate the love y'all have shown. And I wish you the best of luck on our quest to 100 points this week. And as always, Don out.